So Alan Lim, we saw Magnus just take off. Danny Pate's on the bike now.
Yeah.
I know you've developed a lot of innovative, technological, advanced setup here for the time trial. We see the fans, we see the vest. Just sort of walk us through what you've developed with this team to get the guys ready for the TT.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing you notice is that we got the fans going right now. It definitely helps the guys on the trainer because it gets so hot on the trainer. Ice vests that are freaking cold. I mean, these things are icy. And then we also have the guys wanted to have neck stuff. We've got special drink solutions, top secret, but we keep them as cold as possible as well.
How do they respond to having an ice vest put on them before they're going to go out and do a time trial effort?
Well, obviously, the first time I introduced it, they were a little reticent to try them on, but after that first time, it's become standard protocol, and the guys, ask for it, they want it, and they feel that it improves their performance significantly. So it's a huge, huge advantage, I think. I mean, from a physiological perspective, the calculations on it are enormous, and from the guys' perspective, for them to come back and say, yeah, it was different, it was better, and for them to ask for it, that's a huge thing in the sport, because there are a lot of ideas we try out that just don't go anywhere. But
in layman's terms, what is the data with the ice vest? I mean, explain what the benefit is.
The major benefit is that these guys they can warm up their legs, which is really important, without getting a big heat load, and so that basically keeps a lot more blood in their central volume, and it increases the cardiac output. In a nutshell, there's more blood to deliver oxygen, less blood needed to cool them off.
Right.
Yeah. These are brand new trainers, and I actually helped Ceres design these, and they have the same power-speed relationship as the guys who use them. So, we have a lot of wind tunnel on the guys, and we were able to look at their aerodynamic drag coefficient, and we know what kind of power they should produce at a given speed. And so on these trainers, they can actually run through all of the gears, and it feels like a much more normal ride, which is good for their heads when they're warming up on the trainers, What else? The buses are going, and this is a really bad environment for carbon monoxide. You can actually look at the Barlow World bus, and they're venting a huge amount of carbon monoxide there. So if you go around the backside, you'll see a hose setup, and we try to vent as much of our own gas away from this environment. Yeah. Yeah, this is just a little neck collar. It gets really, really cold. They wrap it around and just keeps them nice and cool. This is in addition to wearing the ice vest.
Anything else? So you got the trainers, you got the fans, you've got the vents, you've got the ice vests.
Yeah, we've got the drinks. We've got the warm-up protocol. It all basically started this morning when they got up and had breakfast, to the pre-warm-up scenario they did, to we have leg compression devices that they actually sit in the morning of the time trial. So they do a pre-warm-up in the morning, and then they eat a huge amount of carbohydrate. It makes them all sleepy. They get in the bed, they put on these leg compression devices, they fall asleep for half an hour as their legs get compressed, and they transfer here, and then they go through a whole nother protocol. We also have like the speed suit by Pearl Izumi, which is really, really nice. The only thing we don't have right now is a big digital clock that's synced with the course to help ease their mind, but we're working on that.
You use the word protocol. Are the riders, are they required to use all this, or do any of them resist it and just say, listen, the vest is not for me, or the compression is not for me, or is it team policy?
No, it's not team policy. These are all recommendations. This is all advice that we give our guys. But so far, they've all taken that advice to heart, and they go through all those basic steps. The one thing that we do give them a lot of freedom on is their actual warm-up routine when they're on the bicycle. So we give them recommendations about how much time they should spend in each particular zone, the type of efforts they should be doing on the bicycle, but each guy slightly modifies that to suit their own needs. And then basically what we do is we record that. We try to give them the information of what they did the last time they did a warm-up. So like with Miller, for example, we have a lot of detailed notes about what he's done every single time he's done a time trial, and he can make slight modifications there. So, ultimately it's up to them.